Okay, you've only got 8 questions on this quiz. Let's go through them. It's going to be a simple quiz if you study. Carol is refinishing her kitchen floor. The dimensions of her kitchen floor are shown below. What is the area in square feet of Carol's kitchen floor? Round your answer to the nearest whole number. Use 3.14 for pi. So this is a composite figure. The first thing we want to do is we want to break up the complex figure into easily identifiable figures. So here, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line there. I'm going to make this a square, 6 by 6 feet. That means we're going to break this 18 feet up into 6 feet here, and then we're left with 12 feet over here. And if we double check ourselves, if this side is 12 feet, then this side should be 12 feet. We've got a diameter of 8 feet, and then that's 2 feet, and that's 2 feet. 8 plus 2 plus 2 is 12. So now we've got a square, a rectangle, and a triangle, and a half circle. So let's write that down. Square, we got a rectangle, we got a triangle, and a half circle. Now let's find the area of each. The area of the square is simple. It's just 6 times 6, length times width, and that's going to be 36 square feet. We'll save the units for the end. The rectangle is 14 plus 6 feet, which is 20 feet, by 12 feet. So that's just 20 times 12, which is 240 square feet. And now we've got the triangle and the half circle. And we know that the formula for the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. Now, what is our base in this triangle? Remember, one of the legs has to be the base. All right, this 10 feet right here that's there to throw you off, because you can't use that for the base, nor is it the height. If that were the base, then the height would have to be this distance right over here, but we don't have that. We're not given that. So ignore that 10 feet. Because this is a right triangle, the base is just this leg right here, 8 feet, and the height is 6 feet. Or alternatively, you could think of this as the base, the 6 feet, and this is the height. Either way, the answer is 8 times 6, 1/2 8 times 6, which equals 1/2, and 8 times 6 is 48, and 1/2 of 48 is 24. So we've got the area of the square, the rectangle, and the triangle. Now all we need is the area of the circle, or the half circle. And so we take the area of a circle, pi r squared, and since if it's a half circle, we cut that in half. R in this case, that's 8 feet, so our radius is 4 feet. 4 squared over 2. That's just going to be 16 times pi divided by 2, which is 16 times pi divided by 2 is 25.12. And so that gives us 36, the area of this square, plus 240, the area of this rectangle, plus 24, which is the area of that triangle, and then plus approximately 25, or I'll just write the whole thing, 25.12, which is the area of the half circle. 25.12 plus 24 plus 240 plus 36 equals 325.12, and that's feet squared, or square feet. And so that's our answer right over there. And if you look, they ask you to round your answer to the nearest whole number. The nearest whole number is 325, so the answer there is B, 325 square feet. The dimensions of a cylindrical apple juice can are shown. The given formula can be used to determine the volume of a cylinder. Notice, volume is base times height. They don't tell you exactly the formula for a cylinder. They just give the general formula for volume. The area of the base times the height. What is the approximate volume of the can? Use 3.14 for pi. We know how to do this. We find the area of the base, which is just pi r squared, times the height. and that equals, the radius is 3, that's 9, that's 9 times 3.14 is, so that's 28.26 times the height, which is 12, and that gives us, oops, 339. 339.12 cubic inches, or inches cubed. So I know you guys like multiple choice questions, but multiple choice is just knowing how to solve the problem and finding the answer. What is the approximate volume of the can? They want you to round, and so the answer is right here, 339 cubic inches. Number 3. At Maryland Middle School, how creative, there are 9 mathematics classes. If 2 mathematics classes are selected for a school competition, what is the number of possible outcomes? When they say possible outcomes, they mean permutations. And in permutations, when you are talking about permutations, does order matter? Does order matter? Order matters. So, remember, when we're solving a problem like this, combinations or permutations, we're only thinking about choices and possibilities. How many choices are we making? We're choosing 2 mathematics classes. So there's choice 1 and choice 2. How many possibilities for the first mathematics class? Well, if there are 9 mathematics classes, then I'm choosing 1 out of 9. Once I've chosen that first class, I only have 8 to choose from. So it's just 9 times 8, which is 72. Our answer is C, 72. Number 4. George has a bag of marbles. Inside the bag are 5 red marbles, 3 green marbles, and 2 blue marbles. He draws out 2 marbles in a row without replacement. What is the number of outcomes? I just told you. When you hear number of outcomes, you are talking about permutations, which means order matters, which means, let's say we had 5 red marbles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you might think, okay, well the first time I choose, you could have a red marble, a red marble, and a red marble, or a red marble, this red marble, and that red marble. Well, isn't that the same thing? I chose 3 red marbles. Yes, you did, but you chose 3 different red marbles. You can think of them as red marble number 1, red marble number 2, red marble number 3, red marble number 4, and red marble number 5. The first choice, or the first permutation, was red marble 1, 2, and 3. The second one was 1, 3, and 5. So, you're choosing, how many times are you choosing? What is the number of, you draw 2 marbles in a row. So you're choosing twice. There's a first choice and a second choice. Out of your first choice, how many possibilities are there? Well, there's 5 red marbles, 3 green marbles, and 2 blue marbles, for a total of 10 marbles. And we are multiplying that by the possibilities of our second choice. Once we've taken one of the 10 out, we only have 9 left. And 10 times 9 is 90 different outcomes. So our answer is, again, C. Ooh, isn't this fun? Which expression represents the simplest form of x to the 9th y squared over x to the 5th y fourth? Well, we went over this in class today. I'll do it quickly. So all of that equals x to the 9th over x to the 5th times y squared over y to the 4th. And, all right, I'm running out of space, so I'll continue this over here. We've got x to the 9th over x to the 5th. 5 of these x's pairs with 5 of the ones over here, so we're left with 4 on top, x to the 4th, over 2 of these y's pair with 2 of the y's on the bottom, so we're left with x squared on the bottom, y squared. Or alternatively, you could have said x to the 9th over x to the 5 is x to the 9 minus 5, which is x to the 4th, times y to the squared over y to the 4th, which is y to the 2 minus 4, which is y to the negative 2. And as we discussed, this is exactly what we have here. X to the 4th over y squared is x to the 4th times y to the negative 2. And that is the version that we've got right here. The answer is letter D. X to the 4th times y to the negative 2. Which expression represents the simplest form of m squared times n squared times m cubed times n to the 5th? Well, let's see what we've got here. We can rearrange this as m squared times m cubed times n squared times n to the 5th, which we can simplify. If we are multiplying m by itself 2 times and then by another 3 times, we're multiplying m by itself for a total of 5 times. And here we're multiplying n by itself 2 times and n by itself 5 times for a total of 7 times. So we just add those values. So we're looking for m to the 5th, n to the 7th, and we've got it right there. The answer is C. Which expression represents the simplest form of a squared times bc and all of that cubed? Well, remember what this means, and I'm going to keep on writing it out the long way until you understand. All of that, we're multiplying a squared bc by itself 3 times. That's a squared bc times a squared bc. And all of that equals a squared, and I'm just going to combine these, times a squared times a squared. I'm just taking that term, and that term, and I'm putting them next to each other. Then I'm going to take all the b's and put them next to each other. B times b times b times c times c times c, and we're going to combine them. A multiplied by itself 2 times, then another 2 times, then another 2 times for a total of 6 times. And then B multiplied by itself 3 times, and then C multiplied by itself 3 times. So that's A to the 6th times B to the 3rd, C to the 3rd. And our answer is B right there. And you could have done this once you understand it, you could have done this the short way. You just apply the exponent outside of the parentheses to all of the exponents inside of the parentheses. For now, like I said, you can't do this when you have anything other than multiplication. So if you had a squared times b and you squared that, that is not a to the 4th plus b squared. It's not that. So if you have addition or subtraction, it's not going to work. It's only multiplication. And I guess division. But we multiply the exponent outside the parentheses to all of the exponents inside. So 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 1, b to the 1 is 3, and 3 times c to the 1 is 3. So we get the same answer. And then finally, number 8, the one non-multiple choice question. Yeah, I circled the right one. Evaluate the expression using x equals 2, y equals 3, and z equals 4. Okay, like I said, the hardest part of these questions is just writing it down correctly. So be very careful. Z is 4 plus x is 2 plus y is 3, so that's 3 squared, divided by z is 4 times x is 2 plus x is 2, so that's 2 squared, and then, okay. So the first thing we do, our whole world are just the parentheses. We look at that, and we're going to simplify that first. What does this equal? 3 squared is 9, 9 plus 2 is 11, so we're going to write 4 plus 11 divided by 4 times, and now we simplify this. 2 squared is 4, 4 plus 2 is 6, so we bring down the 6. I'm sorry, I really should have written this down first. PEMDAS, P-E, parentheses, exponents, then multiplication or division from left to right, and then addition and subtraction from left to right. PEMDAS. Now, we're at the multiplication and division level. We don't have any parentheses or exponents. So, do we care about this addition sign? No. Do we care about this division sign? Yes, we do. 11 divided by 4. 11 divided by 4 is 2.75. 2.75 times 6, and we'll bring down the 4 plus. All right, now, do we still have multiplication or division? Yes, we do, from left to right. We don't care about the addition sign, but we do care about the multiplication sign. So now we're going to simplify this. 2.75 times 6 is 16.5. 16.5. And then we rewrite the rest of our expression, 4 plus 16.5, and that gives us 20.5. And that is our answer right there. Answer. And there you are. Short, simple, hopefully sweet. There are 8 questions on tomorrow's quiz. Make sure you know how to do all of these. You're going to do fine.